Every year since 1937, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has celebrated the stories from the Book of Mormon in the Hill Cumorah Pageant, one of the world's largest outdoor theatrical productions. In 2020, the spectacular presentation held near Palmyra, New York, will come to an end. I talked with David, Dana, and Moira Dwyer about the Hill Cumorah Pageant and their participation in its production. Very pleased to welcome the Dwyer family here to talk about the Hill Cumorah Pageant and their personal experiences involved in it as volunteers. David Dwyer, it's good to have you. Tell me, you're a professor at Niagara University.
That's correct, yes. I'm a professor of design and production at Niagara University, so I teach technical theater classes, and I also am the resident scenic designer for Niagara University Theater. And on top of that, I also have a fairly extensive professional career as far as scenic design in local theaters around the Buffalo community. So
I saw the long list of the theaters that you've been involved with. And of course, the star of that is the Hill Cumorah Pageant.
Yes, absolutely. So in the Hill Cumorah Pageant, I'm actually not a designer on that. I'm actually part of the directing team for that production. There's a total of 8 of us on that directing team.
Wow.
And it is a monumental, huge undertaking. And so if you've ever been to the pageant, you'll understand why it takes 8 of us to get the pageant up. And we do it all in a week.
Yes, we do.
As well. So.
Moira, it's good to have you here. You're 11 years old?
I am 11 and I go to Barker Central School. And I'm involved in doing the school musical and the chorus, as well as doing Niagara County All-County.
And
chorus.
you've been in the Hill Cumorah Pageant as a participant for several years.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of time to meet people, and it's just a great experience.
And Dana, again, you've been part of the Hill Cumorah Pageant, but you're currently working on a master's.
I am. I'm currently working on my MBA at Niagara University. I've had a couple of years where I've been able to participate in the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus, which I hope to go back to once I'm done being chauffeur and all-around mom to everybody and counselor to whatever's going on in life at that time.
And that was your original work as a performance.
My undergraduate degree was from Marietta College in vocal performance. And unfortunately, we don't get to sing much at the pageant. I mean, we do sing a lot, but it's not for the pageant.
For those that haven't seen it, what is the Hill Cumorah Pageant?
The Hill Cumorah Pageant is it tells the story of the Book of Mormon, which as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we hold as scripture. And we revere the Book of Mormon similarly as we revere the Bible. We also believe in the Bible as well. So it tells the story of the Book of Mormon from about 600 BC all the way to about 400 AD. And it hits really the highlight stories throughout the Book of Mormon.
And it's held on a hillside near Palmyra, New York.
That's correct, yeah.
Massive production.
Yes, it's huge. It's huge. There's over 700. Actually, we're probably going this year, being the final year of the pageant, we're probably approaching more like closer to 800 in there. The final number hasn't quite solidified yet, but we've got a good number of people in there, and probably another 300 to 400 people backstage behind the scenes, making sure everything comes together well.
And Moira, how did you happen to get involved as a participant?
Well, my dad actually got the calling in our church, asking him to be one of the directors. And so as him doing that, we all applied to go with him. And then we all got in, and we've been doing it as a family ever since. And
Dana, you not only participate in that, but you organize the family during the week.
Yes, we camp. The church has a campground there, which is not big enough for all the participants. So they also have some dorms that for one of the local colleges that people can rent out there. The Zion's Camp is for those of us who are camping near the hill. has about 300 plus of us in this campground, and it's a practice in living what I would call a utopian lifestyle.
Yeah, I was impressed when you sent me that and used the utopian expression. Well, the one thing that really strikes me is everybody pays their own way.
We do. Yeah, it's all volunteer, but we pay for we're using the campground and the facilities there, so we pay for that, and it's really become a labor of love for all of us that are involved. There are others that are involved with the pageant that have been 19, 20 years involved in there, and
Wow.
it really has become a labor of love for them.
Well, I have a clip. Last year I interviewed Neil Pitts, who is the president of the Hill Cumorah Pageant, and he announced the ending of the pageant this year. And we're going to run a short clip. It's my understanding that your current prophet has decided that the pageant will come to an end next year.
That's correct. President Russell M. Nelson is the president and prophet, head of our church. He, along with his counselors, and there's a quorum of 12 apostles that helps lead the church, have come to the decision that there are 7 pageants in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and they will come to an end at different times. Ours will end after the last performance in 2020.
Was that a big surprise to each of you to have it come to an end?
It was, yeah. It was a bit of a shock, but it was enough time to prepare ourselves for that shock as well. So it's just been such a great experience for our entire family that we was a little sad to see it come to an end. But after 83 years, I think, is what with the math works
But
out.
you've been fewer than 83 years.
I've been much fewer than 83 years in there, yes. So I've been seeing the pageant for probably about the past 10 years, but the last 4 years have been very intricately involved in it.
I think as I hope you could share some of your personal experience or little things that would be more than watching a video. What were some of the things you most remember about being involved in the Hill Cumorah Pageant?
Well, one thing is that during the day while you're not in rehearsal, you get to hang out in these big circus tents that they set up in a big field, and you get to hang out with a bunch of people who are your own age, and you get to just meet people from all around the country. Like there was one girl I met who was from Dubai, and it's just really cool, and you get to know them, you get to have spiritual experiences with them, and just an all-around fun time.
So people really do come from all over the world, and you get to know them, all part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
Dana, what are some of the things that you most remember?
For me, there's been a lot of different experiences. I would say one of the joys for me is my children. The world we live in has so many things for parents to be afraid of with their kids. And in this environment for 3 weeks, my children become completely almost independent of me. They're in this secure, safe sort of little haven, and they're off and running. I see them at breakfast, I see them at lunch, I see them at dinner. The rest of the time, they know their own rehearsal schedules, they know their costuming schedules, they know when they have devotionals, they know their different group activities with their casting team, which is young men or young women that are their age group, so they have each of the groups divided by their ages. And they spend all of their free time in their cast team playing games, doing crafts, talking, visiting, getting to know each other. So for me, it's a real joy to see your kids be able to kind of have the childhood I had growing up, where I got to go off and go down the street and play with the neighbors. And mom didn't see me till dinner time. So they kind of get that experience, which is exciting for me.
Well, you also shared with me the impact of on your oldest son.
Our oldest son is Garrett. He is currently serving a mission in Columbus, Ohio. He comes home later this spring. And anyway, the first year that we were going to be there, he did not want to go. He knew he was planning on going on a mission, but he had work to do. He needed to save the money. We asked him to please come with us because it'd be the last time we get to do this as a family. And he went kicking against the pricks. He wasn't going to go, but he was there. And by the third day, there was this whole change in his demeanor of the joy of being with his family, the joy of meeting these people. And I think what transitioned was this love that comes from sharing a love of God. And as he saw that and felt that, it changed him inside, and it became not a matter of making money to serve a mission as much as it was a desire to go and serve God's children, to learn about their lives, and to share the love that he now felt and that he knew and understood.
And David, we have less than a minute left. What really stands out for you in your involvement?
Well, one of the things that really stands out as one of the members of the directing team at the pageant is as soon as we get there, arrive at the Hill, it is go, 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 and it's extremely intense for the first week. And as a directing team, one of the things we do is we all, at the beginning of our whole process, we all kneel down, we pray, and just ask for the Lord's guidance. And then we just go. And it is amazing how many wonderful, beautiful spiritual things and just the right things happen for the right individuals as a result of that whole experience.
In just a very few seconds, why should people attend? Can you invite them?
It is an absolutely amazing theatrical experience, but also an incredibly beautiful spiritual experience as well.
Well, thank you very much, David, Moira, and Dana Dwyer for being on and talking about the Hill Cumorah Pageant.
Thank you.
You cannot claim to be a prophet. My priests are the only men in my kingdom who have the authority to speak for God.
As I suffered the pains of death by fire. Oh God, receive my soul.
Now you know that I am the God of Israel, the God of the whole earth, and I have been slain for the sins of the world.